Hey guys, yo, what's up? Cherie here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you what I am doing to study Korean as an intermediate learner. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, hi guys, yo, what's up? I'm Cherie. I lived in Korea for a year and a half teaching English, and now I'm in the States for a few months before I go back to Korea in August for something very exciting, which you guys will find out once I'm actually back in Korea. But yeah, here in the States right now, I am an intermediate learner. I took the Topic 1 test in January, and I got into level 2, which is technically upper beginner. So I would say I'm now studying in the intermediate levels right now. So yes, and these are the ways that I'm currently studying. That's what I'm going to share with you today. Some of you guys have been asking me for this video, and so I decided to make it, but just know that like I don't know everything. But these are the things I have been doing to study Korean, and also I've been doing some of these things based on advice from my Italki teachers, which I will get into right now. So the first way that I'm studying Korean is through having Italki classes. Like, I think I have them twice a week, yeah. So I teach Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, I have an Italki class. Usually it's every Friday and Saturday, or every Friday, Sunday, or something. If you guys don't know Italki, they have lots of different teachers and tutors in so many different languages. So that you can learn so many different languages from Italki. I love Italki. I started taking Korean classes with Italki teachers back in like the very end of October last year. So it's been about 8 months, I think, of studying with Italki, and it's been so nice, you guys. This is, I think, how I stay consistent with my studying, because like I want to do well in my Italki classes with my teachers. I want to show them that I'm trying and that I want to learn and that I'm practicing, and so that really motivates me during the week to actually put in the work to study, because as a primarily self-studier, it's really hard to keep up that motivation. It's really easy to just like push studying to the side. So yeah, my Italki teachers are really, really good at helping me keep accountability. And yes, I did say teachers because I have 2 Italki teachers. One Italki teacher I've had since the end of October, and I love her so much. So I just take classes with her, and I study a textbook with her. So the textbook that I study is the Seoul Daehanggugo in the 3A one. So yes, this is SNU's, Seoul National University's books, and they're really nice. Like, I really, really like them, and I study these with my I'll call her my primary Italki teacher, my main Italki teacher. I really like going through a textbook with her. She's able to explain grammar points to me really well. She gets me to speak and practice a ton. It's so much better than me just going through the textbook on my own, and I love being able to go over it with her. She's very, very good at explaining things to me, and she's just the best. Yeah, I study the 3A textbooks with her. This is what she recommended to me. She said these are like the harder ones. I was like asking her, I was like, should I get like 2B or 3A? And she was like, I feel like you know most of this stuff in 2B, so let's do 3A. So I've just been studying out of 3A, and it's been a good time. I'm not like dying doing it, so that's good. And then I do have a second Italki teacher. I think I added her like a little over a month ago. Yeah, I started taking classes with her because I noticed that one of my biggest fears with Korean is speaking. Like, I just do not do a good job of forming long sentences, and like I feel like I always miss out a few bits, so it's really hard for me to form like a full sentence. I have the right idea, and if like I hear the sentence or read the sentence, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. But forming that sentence that I know is really, really hard for me. And when it comes to speaking, it's so difficult. So I decided to add on another Italki teacher for just speaking practice, and so that's what I've been doing. So both these teachers, I take their classes for 1 hour each week, and it's really helpful. My second Italki teacher for speaking, she's awesome. She's so nice, and she's really, really good at making me speak Korean. And that, like, because I'll say something in English, she's like, no, say it in Korean, and then I have to like think and form the sentence, and she's really good at helping me know the necessary vocabulary to form sentences. She's the best. So both those Italki teachers are amazing. In my opinion, they work really well for me, so I'll have both of their links in the description below so you can check on them. And I think if you use the links that I put down there, we both can get Italki credits, so like free classes. So let's do that. This video is not sponsored by Italki, but I mean, Italki, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up, okay? And I've actually taken more than 50 Italki classes now, which is super cool because I used to be so afraid to do it. So I'm very proud of myself. It's been a good time to put myself out of my comfort zone. And I like kind of studying under professional teachers, kind of. Like, it's the best I can do right now being in the US specifically. And like I mentioned before, I do study out of these Seoulde Hangugo textbooks, and I actually would highly recommend them. There's lots of different ways you can practice. Like, they have a lot of vocabulary, and then they have some grammar points, some speaking practice, listening, writing, culture notes, you name it. So I really like these books, and I'm glad that like my Italki teacher recommended them to me. I really like them. The only other books I'd really heard of prior to this is like the Ihwa books, which I didn't like very much for solo study, and then the Sogang textbooks, but I didn't really like the Sogang ones very much. So yeah, I'm very happy with these books, these textbooks, studying out of, and I actually recommend them. I think they're pretty great. It's even better if you have a teacher to go through it with you. Another thing that I do specifically to practice my reading and comprehension is I will read manhwa in Korean, which is basically like manga or what's called like graphic novels, I guess. Is that what they're called? I don't even know. In Korean, they're manhwa, okay? And these are like what they look like. They're so cute. Okay, this one isn't manhwa. These ones, yeah, these are so great. My favorite manhwa to read so far has been this little series called Koroso 30분, which is kind of like, which basically means half an hour's walk. That's basically what it means. I'm on the 4th one right now, yeah. So I've been reading all of these, and these are all entirely like in Korean, right? All in Korean. And it's been so fun to read. I also have the 5th one here, which I'll be reading soon, and I have the 2nd one. The 3rd one is somewhere. And the 1st one is in Korea with one of my friends, staying with her for a time. But I love, 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 love these manhwas so much. And it's really nice, like, to actually like read it and like understand the Korean, and it's not like some heavy text, right, or even just long paragraphs in general. So it's, for an intermediate learner like me, it's been really, really helpful to understand sentence structure, to just practice my comprehension, and to get faster at reading. Because when I was first studying Korean, I would read like one paragraph in Korean and I was like getting a headache afterwards, because just like getting used to reading in another language and understanding it is a lot of work in your head, but these books make it quite easy. This is another one that I really, really liked. I actually read this in English, but I want to read it again in Korean. So yeah, I have this one right here. I don't even know what this one's called. I cannot read this. I cannot read this like cursive Korean. Like, I actually can't. But I will put the name in English somewhere in this video because I know it, but I can't remember it. But yeah, I just really love reading manhwa. It's so nice, especially if it's more of like a simple story. Like Koroso 30분 is like school life and like academy and stuff like that. And like I get to read a lot of hanma as well, which is informal Korean, which I actually struggle with to speak because I've learned everything in like Cheondaema, like formal Korean. So yeah, it's been really good at helping with my comprehension and reading. So I highly recommend reading manhwa if you can get your hands on it in Korean. Like, if I really don't understand though a section of a manhwa while I'm reading it, and I feel like it's very vital for me to know, I will just translate it using Papago, because you can just scan with your phone and it'll translate the text for you. But I try to do that as little as possible, but also if I have to, I'm not mad at myself. Just so I can understand a little bit more of the story. Yeah, eventually though, I want to work up to reading like actual like novels. I have 2 books with me right now that I really want to work up to reading. I can't do it yet, but I have them. First of all, we have this one, which is 죽이고 싶은 아이, which is like the child who wants to kill. Yeah, quite an interesting book, but I really like this one because it has like shorter chapters and it's about an interesting story. It's basically like this girl's best friend was murdered and the culprit is like the girl, the best friend. The best friend of the girl who died. So it just seems like a really interesting concept. And it's not that long, so I eventually went to work up to reading this. But this one is still a bit too hard for me to read and fully comprehend yet, so I'm working up to reading this level. But we are not there yet. Hopefully soon. Another book that I eventually went to work up to reading is this MBTI book. I have loved MBTI since like 2014, okay? Like, this is not just like a phase. I like really like MBTI. I think it's very interesting. And I think this book is super cute. Like, look at this, guys. Look at how cute it is. There's lots of like description words for the MBTI in there and stuff, and so I think that could help me with description. But again, this one is a bit too hard still for me to read, so eventually, I hope to read it someday. For now, I'm just sticking with manhwa, though. I'm doing pretty good with that, so I think it's a really good, reading material if you are an intermediate learner. So, yeah. Another thing that like I need to do better at, because I have not been doing it too much, but I really need to start, is writing in a gratitude journal kind of every day. So I got this in Korea. It says 감사해요. and that means like thank you. And what you do in this gratitude journal, it says here it says like 오늘의 감사, which is like I think like what I'm thankful for today. And then here it says 느낌 좀, which I think means like my feeling, like how I'm feeling today. So what I do is I write down like random things, like vocabulary that like I'm thankful for in my day, and then I also use the 느낌 좀 area. The 느낌, wait, 느낌 좀. It's not 느낌. Wait, what's 느낌? 느낌. Realization. I had no idea this meant realization. 느낌 좀. Well, that section I use for just a few sentences about my day. And I have not been doing this too much. I've done it a few times, but you guys might know this, but writing is one of my weakest points with Korean. It's really hard for me to produce just like speaking, which I think again is kind of normal. You listen a lot and I listen a lot, I understand a ton, I can read and understand a lot, but doing the productive stuff like speaking and writing is difficult. And so my Italki teacher, actually my main one, the one I go over the textbook with, she recommended for me to start writing in a journal daily to help practice my writing skills because she says I have a fear of writing. And you know, she's not wrong. I do have a fear of writing in Korean. So I am really glad that I did get this before coming home from Korea and I can just write in it more. I really need to write in this more, but yeah, that's what I've got for you for helping with my writing. This is also something that I need to improve in, and it's honestly really fun when I do it, but I like to text my friends in Korean, especially my friends that are in Korea that are Korean. Usually we text in English, but I really need to initiate texting in Korean more because again, that is to practice my writing skills. Yeah, just to practice my writing skills. Like I don't know what else to say with that. Obviously, this just helps practice. And then my friends will also correct me if I make any mistakes. And again, it just gets me in the mindset of forming sentences as well. So I feel like it also kind of will help with my speaking as well, because I have to form all these sentences, write them out, and then I think that hopefully will help my brain start to be able to form sentences better in Korean. So yeah, but I do text my friends from time to time. I need to do it better and text them in Korean. To practice my speaking, other than just having my Italki class every week with my teachers, I also like to speak to myself in Korean. Yes, it is like the best way, not the best way, but it's the most stress-free way I think to practice speaking Korean. Like I'll just make up scenarios in my head like in Korea where I'll like have to form sentences and like speak in Korean and I'll just speak to myself. Of course, like this is not the best method because I can't correct myself that well. Like sometimes I won't know if I'm making a mistake or saying something wrong or something like that. But at least it gets me to speak and to try to form sentences. So I think that's important. Again, I do think it's nice to have some sort of tutor or teacher when you're self-studying. So that's why I really highly recommend Italki. But this is still a really fun way to practice. And again, it's very stress-free because you're just on your own. Nobody's judging you. I would also recommend, I don't do this, but I kind of recommend recording your voice speaking Korean because that's really going to blow your mind to see your pronunciation and your accent and stuff. So if you want to try that out, if you're brave enough to try that out, I do recommend that. I should probably do that, to be honest. I considered like vlogging, like doing like little vlogs every day in Korean, just like, I don't know, over like 30 days, you know, compiling a video of me just like speaking Korean and trying to improve, and we'll see, maybe someday I will do that, maybe. Okay, finally, to study vocabulary, I use Quizlet and Memrise currently to study vocabulary. Like everyone raves about Memrise, and Memrise is great, but I also really like Quizlet. I feel like Quizlet is really, really helpful with me studying Korean. I don't know, Memrise is great too. So I use both of those apps to study Korean vocabulary. My vocabulary used to be my weakest point, but I really think since I started Italki classes and started studying more seriously, my vocabulary has gone up a lot, which has been super great because I used to miss so much vocabulary. Now it's less vocabulary that I'm missing and more just like how to link words together to form a sentence. That's, I think, one of my biggest weaknesses. So yeah. Those are the ways that I am currently studying Korean before going back to Korea this fall. I'm very excited to go back. I'm very excited to go back to Korea and speak more and be surrounded by Korean again. I think that will be very helpful. But yeah, those are currently the ways that I'm studying Korean. I hope that helped. Hopefully, I hope that was helpful for you guys and that you enjoyed this video. Also, I was thinking of making a video. One of my Italki teachers, my main one, she gave me a progress report that I asked for. She was so nice and gave me like this really big progress report of like all these areas in Korean and like what I'm doing well, what I can improve on and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to make a video about my Korean learning journey the past 8 months and like kind of what my teacher said about it and how I'm doing, what my strengths are and weaknesses and stuff like that. So if you want a video of that, me kind of sharing my progress report with you guys, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any other tips or advice like that you can share with me and other people in the comments about how to study Korean, that would be cool as well. Again, everybody has a different way of studying Korean, and this is my way currently that I'm doing it. I don't know, it seems to be working, but yeah, I don't know everything, so these are just my thoughts. Links to everything, like the books, the manhwa, everything will be in the description below, so you can go check that out, and my Italki teachers as well. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a great day wherever you are in the world. All right, I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.